Let me show you. Yes. So you can see here month 1, month 2, month 3, and month 4 and 6. So what we'll do here and what will be taught, that is the entire timeline of this particular program. So month 1 will be understanding just the introduction of the programming, that is your Python. Not all the what is that programming language, just the Python will be learning. Month 2 will be starting with the DSA concepts, and also will be starting with the OS, that is operating system. Next, in month 3, we'll move on to the DBMS and also the system design, that is database management system and your system design. And once we complete all these 3 months of the preparation, then we'll move on to the projects. Okay, so some of the projects will be helped and guided how you're supposed to do it, and some of the projects will be given to you so that you can try it on your own. And we'll obviously start with the aptitude and preparation. Okay, so month 4 to 6 will be having some limited classes, but month 1, month 2, month 3 will be having classes on the weekdays. So this is the timeline. I hope you understood something. If you're not able to understand, kindly make sure you take a screenshot of it, and in the later on we can you are able to understand what we are going through. So month 1 is the introduction, month 2 is the DSA concepts and the operating system, month 3 is DBMS and the system design. Month 4 to 6, that is month 4, month 5, month 6, will be having limited classes. Most probably will be having 2 or 3 classes in a week. So then we'll be starting with the projects and the aptitude preparation. Okay, now I want everyone to answer one question. Are you familiar with programming? How many of you are not familiar with programming, or how many of you are familiar with programming? I want everyone to reply in the chat box. If you're familiar with the programming, say yes. If you're not familiar with the programming, kindly say no. Any programming language is fine. Okay, I want everyone to reply in the chat box. If you're familiar with programming, kindly yes, write yes. If you're not, okay. So Python and C. Nipun Jain, you have already, I think you have already, okay, you have enrolled for a data science part, right? Okay. Yes. So most of them have said yes. Okay, perfect. No problem. So what we'll do is, I'll not go in depth in the basics, because since you already know what are the basics, I'll not go very depth in the basics. What is important basics part, that will be covered, and later on we'll be moving on to the DSA part. Okay. So first of all, let us understand what is a programming. So this is a small introduction. Maybe already you know what is the meaning of programming, right? So I want everyone to answer one simple question: what is programming? It might be any simple statement also, it is fine. I want everyone to answer in the chat box, what is a programming in your words. I'll be giving you 2 minutes. Most of the time I won't be answering, I won't be questioning you like this. I won't be questioning you to I won't be asking you to answer in the chat boxes. Only for the first time I'm asking, then later on we'll not do this practice. Okay. Yes, I want everyone to answer what is programming in your words. What is programming? Anyone in the chat box? Okay, I got one. Group of detailed code. Okay, somewhat. Anyone else? Do you want to try? Programming is a instruct the program. Okay, you're saying that is the instruction to the computer, right? Yes, somewhat correct. Yes, not somewhat correct. It's absolutely correct. So program is nothing but we are giving the instruction to the program. The computer, right? So we all know that computer understands only zeros and ones, right? It understands only zeros and ones. So if I do not know zeros and ones, right? If I do not know zeros and ones, and if I want to communicate with the system, how can I do that? We can do that with the help of a programming. Now, let's say there is no programming language itself. Okay, there is only one programming language called as binary language, that is zeros and ones. Now, I am supposed to communicate with the computer with the help of zeros and ones. Now imagine if I wanted to have multiple websites, or let's say I want to create an app just by using binary language, just by using zeros and ones. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible, but it's very, very, very difficult, right? Because to understand one binary code, it takes a lot of time to understand it, right? So we have some programming languages. This programming language is called as a high level programming languages. So whatever programming language we are learning right now, that is Python, this is called as a high level programming language. So why it is called as a high level programming language? Because whatever programming language or whatever code is there, that is basically like a English language, right? So whenever we talk in English, right, so we have words, we have grammar, such kind of things are there that we can understand. So based on this concept, this is called as a high level language, and this is how you communicate with the computer, and this is how you tell what to do to the computer, right? So this is just a very simple explanation of what is a introduction of what is programming. Now we'll understand something about human language versus the programming language. Now in human language, if I'm now I'm speaking to you guys, so while speaking to you guys, you already know that I'm using an English language, and if I say nonsense, right, if I say randomly say some words, it doesn't make any sense. Obviously I'm supposed to use a grammar. So what is a grammar? Grammar is nothing but set of rules, right? It is a set of rules to be followed in the English language. So this is called as a grammar. Each language has its own rules, so those are called as grammars, right? Now in human language, we are supposed to use words, and we are supposed to put the words in a particular place to communicate. So this is called as a grammar. So it is basically a set of rules. So same thing, if I wanted to say, or if I wanted to explain with the help of a programming language, then programming language is exactly same as human language. But instead of words, we are using something called as a keywords. Okay. So words, in a sense, we can use any words in English language, but in programming language, we cannot use anything. We are supposed to, or we are restricted to use the keywords, in the sense the words which is already understood by the computer or understood by that programming language. Only those particular words we are supposed to use. So such kind of words are basically called as keywords. Now what about this syntax? So I told you, while we speak, right, while we speak, we are supposed to follow the grammar in English. So grammar is nothing but the set of rules, right? So this set of rules is nothing but syntax in programming language. That's the only thing. So syntax, when I ask you the question, what is the syntax? Syntax is nothing but is a set of rules to be followed when we write a programming language. Okay, so this is the understanding of human language versus the programming language. I hope everyone got to know what is the difference. So anyone, if any time, if your friends or any of the colleagues, if they ask what is the meaning of programming language, or how it is different from human language, you can answer this question. Okay, now let's move on to the next one, and let's understand how easy is to how easy or how difficult is to write a programming language. Now when you understand C programming, or let's say C++ or Java, so such kind of programs or such kind of programming languages are basically quite difficult to learn, right? When you compare to the programming language of Python, or basically Python programming language is very, very easy. Okay, when you compare to all the programming language, Python programming language is very easy, and it is very easy to understand also. Basically it is just like your English grammar, right? So I'll be giving you one what is that example of how English language or how programming language is very easy to understand with the help of Python. So you're able to see here, let's understand with an example. Now if I'm communicating with you, okay, if I'm communicating with you, so what I'll be what I'll be using, I'll be obviously using a English grammar, or let's say English language. So what is the statement that I've given to you? If it is raining, I will ask you to take an umbrella, right? If it is raining, I will ask you to take an umbrella. Else, I will ask you to take the sunglasses. So what I have done, basically I've given you two conditions. So what is the condition? If it is raining, in the sense, if the raining, if it is equal to true, then basically I'll be asking you to take an umbrella. Else, in the sense, when it is false, then I'll be asking you to take the sunglasses. So if I wanted to code this in Python, trust me, it is very, very simple. It is just like whatever statement you have written here, just like that. It is just, very easy to, write the code. So in this class, we'll try to finish till here. In a sense, we'll try to code till if condition. Okay. Now, I want everyone to, yes, I want everyone to open your laptops. Okay, I want everyone to open your laptops or any basically desktop, anything like that. Go to your Chrome, and kindly open Google Drive. Kindly open Google Drive, because whatever we do here, it is completely practical. I'm not gonna use what is that, PPTs just for the introduction. No more PPTs will be given, no more PPTs will be shown. I'll be just using a Google Collaboratory. This is a wherever we code, basically this is a code editor. Okay, there are many code editors I know, but I'll be using Google Collaboratory because this is very easy to share the data or share the files also. So that is the reason we'll be using Google Collaboratory. So kindly make sure you open the Google Drive. I'll be telling you what are the steps to follow to install the Google Collaboratory. Okay, so I hope everyone is ready. Everyone is ready. Okay, so kindly open Google Drive. Once you open Google Drive, you can see here plus icon, right? That is new. So click on this new. Click on this new. After clicking on new, basically, kindly go to more. Okay, kindly go to more and click on connect more apps. Okay, click on connect more apps. It will take a couple of seconds and you can see here. Now here you are supposed to search for collaboratory. You can see the first search here, collaboratory. Just click on it. Now are you able to see here, collaboratory team? This is the software you are supposed to download it. So already I've installed it, so I'm not installing once again. Just click on it. You can see here install and it will be installed. So once it is installed, I'll be giving you 2 minutes. Kindly install it. Once it is installed, kindly give a thumbs up in the chat box so that we can move on to the next step. Once it is installed, kindly give a thumbs up so that we can move on to the next step. Okay, great. We got 1, 2, okay. Kindly be quick. Once you have installed, kindly give a thumbs up. Okay, you already have, no problem. Yes, now you are supposed to go to again new, go to more, and you can see the installed Google Collaboratory here, right? So you are supposed to click on this Google Collaboratory. Click on the Google Collaboratory. Done. Now you can change the file name as you want. For example, I'll be changing, let's say DSA batch 2 because we already have batch 1. So I'll be using batch 2. But for your reference, you can write DSA batch or you can write DSA. It's enough. Okay, you can just write DSA. Who is that? Subhashish, kindly do not use annotates. It will affect the classes. Yes, I hope everyone can see the screen now. Okay, now DSA batch 2, this is my file name. And this is the basically code editor. Now, whenever you open this code editor, kindly make sure you are supposed to click on this connect. Okay. Basically, this connection will be connected to the Google Drive. So whatever you save here or sorry, whatever you write here basically will be saved in Google Drive. So you don't have to manually save it. Automatically, it will be saved. So this is one of the feature of Google Drive. The Google Collaboratory. So once you click on this connect, so it will connect and basically it will connect to the runtime and whatever you write, it will be automatically saved. So once it is connected, I'll share some of the features. Okay, So it is connected now. Now what we'll do is, see, you can see something called as share here, right? So I'll be clicking on this share, and basically it is restricted. I'll be change that to anyone with link, and I'll copy this link, and basically I'll be sending this link in the chat box. So why I'm doing this in a sense? Why I'm doing in the sense, whenever you have any kinds of doubt, or for example, at any time you are not able to attend the session or the live session, what you can do is you can just open that Google Drive, sorry, Google Collaborator link, and whatever we have done in that particular session, that will be saved there. Okay, or that will be there. So you are not missing out on anything. So that is the reason I've sent you the Google Collaborator link. So whenever, please open it and basically bookmark it. Okay, kindly open and bookmark it. You can see bookmark symbol here, and click on bookmark. Okay, click on done, so it will be bookmarked. So whenever I do some sessions, automatically whatever course is been written, it will be saved there. Okay, so we have completed the steps. Now let us understand some of the features of this Google Collaborator. First of all, we have something called as find and replace. So it is a very important feature. If I ask you some of the codes and you are not able to search manually, then you can search with the help of find and replace. We have something called as variables. Not so important. Then we have something called as secrets, even not so important, but files is important. So why this files is important in the sense, whenever I give some files to you, okay, whenever I give some files to you, you are supposed to click on this file and click on this upload file. You can see here upload to the session storage. You can click on this upload to the session storage and basically access that file. Okay, so some of the key features are these. Then you are able to see here, if this is called as a code cell. So here basically you can write the code. And also if I click on this text, can you see your text here? So if I write here text, basically this is nothing but, I'll be moving this text upwards, and this is nothing but, I'll be if I wanted to write some comments, for example, basics of Python, then I can basically use this text as a heading. Okay, just like your Word. And also if I wanted to and if I wanted to bold or something like that, then I can use B. Right, it is bolded now. And also if I wanted to create one section, okay, so whatever we are doing basics, I want to create that under one section. So if I want to do that, we can click on this T. So what happens if I click on this T, in the sense, whenever you click on this arrow button, so whatever we do below that, that will be created as one section. So whatever basics is there, that will be done inside this, and whatever advanced part is there, that will be done in one more section, so that we can bifurcate. Okay, so I hope everyone understood what is a feature and what do you mean by Google Collaborator. Now let us start with very simple basics. So in just today's class, we'll be having some of the basics. We'll not go too much into the basics, I mean too advanced part. We'll be sticking on to the basics. We'll learn what is a simple terms, because simple terms makes a huge difference in the later part. Okay, so understand the basic, because whatever we teach in the basics is very important. Yes. Okay, so Subhashish, kindly do not use it. We are disturbing the classes. Okay, so first of all, let's understand something called as comments. So what is a comment? Comment is nothing but, if I wanted to okay, so before going on to this, let me show. Okay, you're able to see this particular example, right? So in this example, we are supposed to code, if it is raining, I'll be taking the umbrella, else I'll be taking the sunglasses. Now while coding, basically I don't know, sorry, I know what I'm doing, but let's say my colleague doesn't know what I'm trying to say. So what I'll do is I'll write a comment in the sense, just like your Instagram comment, or let's say YouTube comment. What we are using, we are basically giving a opinion of ourselves, right? So there is a photo, there is a, let's say, video. I'll be giving a opinion of myself, or giving opinion. Basically, it's a called as comment. Now that comment here is basically different. So there is something called as a single line comment, and there is something called as a multi-line comment. So in single line comment, you can use a hashtag. Okay, if you use a hashtag and basically, let's say, write basics, you're able to see already I've written, but most of the code editor doesn't have this feature. So that is the reason I'll be writing this comment. Okay, so basics, and this is called as a single line comment. So as the name suggests, single line comment, if I come to the next line and if I write something, okay, this is wrong. So whatever we write inside this hashtag, or whatever we write inside this one line, basically this won't be running, or this won't be affecting our code. Okay, so whatever we write inside the hashtag, this won't be affecting our code. So if I run this, if you click on this run button, you're able to see I'm not getting any output, because this basically is ignored by the Python. So whatever you write inside this hashtag, basically that will be ignored by the Python. And also, if I write the basics without the hashtag, okay, without the hashtag, if I write basics, then it will throw me a error. Let me show you. It's compiling. It's taking longer than expected. Okay. It takes some time. Okay, let me go to the next code. Now here, let me understand multi-line comment. So basically, we have understood how to write the single line comment, right? So this is how you write the single line comment. But if I wanted to write multi-line comment, then we are supposed to use triple quotes. So 3 single quotes, that is also fine, but 3 single quotes to close. But we can also use 3 triple quotes and 3 triple quotes to end, basically. So here I can write multi-line comment. For example, I'll be writing Rhinex Tech multi-line comment. Welcome to TSA in Python. Okay, so this is how you write multi-line comment. So same is applicable for this also. So if I run this exactly same, I won't be getting any output, because this is basically ignored by the Python. Okay, this is just for our understanding. Whatever we code, code in the next line. Okay, whatever we code in the next line, basically to understand or to make someone understand what you have written. That is the context of this comments. Okay, so I hope everyone understood what you mean by the single line comment and also the multi-line comment. Now let us move on to the next cell. So I've not told you how to move on to the next cell, right? So to move to the next cell, one method is to click on this code. But can you see there? Insert code cell below control. So if you want to insert the code below, I mean code cell below the current cell, so you're supposed to press Control plus MB. So if you press Control plus MB, basically it will go to the new cell. Okay. So it is what it was connecting. So that is the reason yes, now I'm getting the correct answer. Okay. Now, if I'm going to the new cell, now what we'll do is, let us understand something called as syntax. So I told you syntax is nothing but it's a rule, right? It is supposed to be a rule to be followed. Now, if I wanted to print something, for example, I want to print hello world. Okay, I want to print hello world. So if I run this, basically my output should be hello world. So if I want to print that, we have a function called as a print, P-R-I-N-T, open bracket and close bracket. Now, whatever this P-R-I-N-T is there, this is called as a function. And also, if I write P as capital, then it is wrong. Python only understands print in all small case. Okay, so because this is a case sensitive language, so Python is called as a case sensitive language. Case sensitive in the sense, even a small case change will make Python not able to understand what you are trying to say. So if I run this is wrong. Can you tell me why? Anyone in the chat box? Can you tell me why it is wrong? Because whatever we have printed, okay, whatever we have printed, it is saying that this is not a number. Okay, if I wanted to print a number, let's say 1, 2, 3, then it is correct. It is printing 1, 2, 3. But whenever I'm printing, let's say a alphabet or a letter or anything that is associated to a word, then we are supposed to enclose with a single or double or triple quotes. Okay, but most of the time we'll be using a single or a double quotes. So more I'll be using single quotes. So let me write here hello world and let me run it. Now you're able to see I'm getting the output as hello world. Very simple, correct? Now let me move on to the next, and here let me write here printing. Let me write a comment saying that printing the statements in one print function. I'm sorry, printing two statements in one print function. So what do you mean by that? For example, I'll be printing hello world here. After that, if I wanted to print one more statement, then what are you supposed to do? We are going to the new print statement, and let's say how are you, right? This is one more statement. So if I run this, basically it is printing hello world in the single I mean the first row, and the how are you in the second row. But if I wanted to print two statements in one single print function, so how can I do that? It's very simple. Just write a print statement, write hello world. After this, give a comma, put one more quotes and write how are you. So this is how you write two statements in one print function. Very simple. And if I run this, you're able to see it is printing in a single line. Okay, it is printing in a single line. Okay, now my question to everyone, if I wanted to print this in a new line, okay, hello world is printed in a single line, but how are you I wanted to print in a new line, then what we are supposed to do? Can anyone tell me? \n. Okay, so one method is using \n. So if you write \n, this is called as a \n. So basically this is indicating that you have to go to the new line. So if I run this, you're able to see it is going to the new line, right? Also, you can print it over here. Anywhere it is fine. Okay, anywhere it is fine. So this is the one of the method. But one more method is to write a end operator. So there is a operator called as END, and obviously it has to be separated by a commas. So you write END, and after using the end comma, you are end operator, you are supposed to use one more comma. Now this end operator by default will be a new line. Okay, by default it will be a new line. So if I wanted to mention hello world in one statement and how are you in a separate statement, then this end operator cannot be used. Let me tell you why. We cannot use this end operator because end operator is expecting only in the last. Okay, it can only be mentioned at the last, that is here. Okay, here we can write end operator, but it doesn't make any sense to write end operator in the last, right? Because hello world and how are you is already been printed, then it is going to the new line. So it doesn't make any sense. So only thing that makes sense here is writing \n here. So this is one of the method. Now, my question is exactly the same thing, but with a small twist. Printing two statements in separate line in two print function, but output should be in one line. For example, I'll be writing print hello world in one statement, sorry, one print function. Next, I'll be writing print how are you in a second statement. Okay. Now, if I run this, You're able to see, first of all, it is printing hello world, how are you? Okay, let me do this in the next cell to avoid the confusion. Okay. So you're able to see it is printing hello world and how are you in the two different rows. But my question is printing two statements in separate line. That is correct. In two print function. That is also correct. But output should be in one line. So to write this or to basically go to the new, the output should be in the one line. So what we are supposed to change here. So to change purpose, we are supposed to write this end operator now. So I told you the end operator by default, it will be having a value called as a new line. So if I write end operator is equal to a new line, obviously after printing this hello world, it will go to the new line and it will print how are you, correct? So if I run this once again, it will print the same thing. What if I change this new line and if I put blank here, okay, I'll give one space. I'll be changing new line to a blank space. So what happens? It will print hello world. It will not go to the new line because new line parameter I've changed, right? It will not go to the new line. It will directly print how are you. So let's check. Are you able to see? Hello world, how are you? It is printing in single line. Why? Because end parameter, whatever default value was there, I have changed that default value to a null value. So that is the reason it is printing in a single line, right? So I hope everyone got to know what is the meaning of this. Now, also, there is one more parameter called as SEP. So not so important parameter, but whatever this parameter is there, this is a very important parameter. But whatever we are learning right now, separator, this is not that important. Now, the importance of the separator parameter is, see here, hello world, how are you? In between, can you see one space here, right? Can you see that space? I'll be removing this end parameter. I'll be removing this space here for the end parameter. And let me use, okay, let me just, can you see here? There is no space in between, right? Hello world, there is no space for the how are you. So what I'll do is, I'll write a separator parameter. And if I wanted to separate hello world and how are you with some value, by default, this separator value will be having a space. So if I run this, you're able, no, what happened? Okay, it is considering two, okay, no problem. Let me do one thing. Let me just remove this end parameter. And let me just, no, let the end parameter be here. And let me make you understand end separator parameter with the help of this example. So hello world, how are you is written here. Yes. So you're able to see, even though I have not given a space, right? Even though I'm not given the space, by default, there is a space in between, right? There is a space in between. This is done with the help of a separator parameter. So separator parameter by default will provide you the space. So if I run this, I'll be getting the same output. But if I remove the space, now whatever default value was there, it is removed and no space is being given. For example, also I can change to any parameter I want. For example, I want each statement to be separated by a at. Then you're able to see hello world at how are you. So this is this is important for email purpose. What happens to the email purpose? First of all, what you'll write, let's say Rhinex.com. Sorry, Rhinex you'll write, and you'll suppose write at gmail.com. So what you'll do, you are separating that at, right? Because the second statement is gmail.com. So let me give an example here. Gmail.com. Here I can basically change the values, right? Here I can change the values, but let's say Rhinex is there. And if I run this, why it is taking so much time? It is connecting once again. Give me a minute. Some problem with the network. Okay, no problem. So you're able to see Rhinex is been written. After that, it is separated by whatever value I have provided, that is at. But if I don't mention this separator, okay, if I don't mention this separator, automatically it will give a space. Okay, that is Rhinex space gmail.com. But I don't want the space. I want something else, that is the at. So what I'll do, I'll write the separator parameter and I'll be using at as the value. So if I run this, what happens? It will print as Rhinex at gmail.com. Right. So this is the understanding of separator parameter and also the end parameter. So I hope everyone understood what do you mean by the print function and also what do you mean by the single line comment, multi-line comment, the syntax of print function and the syntax, I mean the parameters of the print function, that is separator and end. So this is it for today. I'll not drag too much. Whatever we have learned till now, it's very simple. Okay, now we can see. Now you're able to see Rhinex at gmail.com. So this is what I wanted, right? So if I don't mention this separator parameter, it will basically provide me a space, right? This is the default value. But if I wanted some value that is different, then I'll be using a separator parameter. Okay, this is how we do it. Okay, so what is the importance of end parameter? End parameter is only applicable when we are writing print function in two different lines. But separator parameter is important when we are writing two statements in one print function. Okay, do you have to understand this? And also here you're able to see if I mention only a space, then it is providing me the space. It is not coming to the new line. But end parameter has a default value of a new line. So this is a default value. So even if I don't mention this end parameter, I'll be getting the same output, right? So since I'm getting the same output, I'll be changing this default value to a space to get in a single line. So this is it for today. We have basically learned the single line comment, multi-line comment, syntax for print function, and two parameters of the print function. So if you have any kinds of doubt, kindly stay back in the meeting, or else you're good to go and you can leave the meeting. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining today's class. Let's meet on next class, that is on Friday. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. I can basically leave the class. Thank you.